Was Charleston White wrong in what he said about that little girl, Lil Ronnie daughter? This topic is a deep one. He's been getting flack for this. Charleston White said F the little girl that was unalive. This was the rapper's Lil Ronnie daughter. And he has his reasoning for saying it. I want to know, do you guys agree with his reasoning? Let me put up a poll. You can call in for this show. You can call in for this when I'm going to actually pin the invite link along with my Cash App handle, of course. Appreciate all support, though, I do. And keep bringing y'all that fire. Yeah, this a call-in show. One at a time, call in one at a time and tell me what's on your mind. One at a time, what's on your mind? You are now rocking with the best, none less. Call it in. And as we wait on the callers, as always, let me lay my little perspective down, baby. Let's go.
Them young niggas just didn't drive go shoot him and his baby. This was some real live stomp down street shit. Now some street shit involved now. Oh, the poor baby. Now he was playing street, y'all. So y'all go act like he wasn't playing. He was playing street. You hit a nigga.
The baby wasn't playing street though.
For $40,000. $40,000 in the street is damn near like $500,000 to some niggas. So we go act like he didn't rob, he didn't get them nigga hit for the 40,000. And that's not the reason he did. Man, that's why I hate the black culture. Y'all want to sit around and play like that nigga didn't earn his death. And play like he didn't get his baby killed. He got his baby killed. Riding around, them niggas told him don't go up to that car wash. They told him, no.
That ain't no green light to say F the baby though. I get to that part.
Don't go to that car wash. He took his tough ass up to that car wash and got him and his baby wig split. They set the boy up to get robbed for the 40,000. Then they ran off with like 200 pounds of the Mexican shit. You think that Mexican just sitting back, letting them niggas rap and make videos and them not go retaliate? That's what's wrong with you niggas. Listening to these rapping niggas running off on the plug.
That's true. All of that's true. The only thing he getting flack for is the lack of respect and compassion for the kids. That's it. If you saying you work with the kids, let's go.
That's what done happened to these niggas. Listening to these rap niggas talking about running off on the plug and running off on the plug to get you and your baby killed. And I keep that fire on me. I keep that thigh y'all. I keep that thigh y'all waiting to put it on the motherfucker's ass. I just beat 2 ag assaults now. I might can beat another. Motherfucker fucking with me. Cause that's all it is, motherfucker fucking with me. And I keep having to respond. And I'm gonna respond with that pistol. This is my 3rd ag assault in 5 years. And they all keep getting beat, goddamn it, in the name of self-defense. All of them keep getting beat in the name of self-defense. I can't lose. Yeah. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna do nothing about me talking about that nigga and his baby. Ain't nobody in Fort Worth, Texas gonna do a motherfucking thing about me saying fuck that nigga and his baby. And I mean, fuck that nigga and his baby. Nigga, this ain't the 3rd motherfucking baby to get killed, nigga. And yeah, nigga said bad 2 babies died last year. Y'all didn't give a damn about them babies. So fuck that nigga baby.
Now listen. Because we don't mourn the death of all babies that die, it ain't a green light to mock the death of one of them that did. Take a minute and think about what I just said. And that'll destroy anybody that's trying to defend Charleston White's stance on this one here. He just told you why he's disrespecting that little girl, because we don't mourn the death of these other children that die is only a celebrity. So F that baby. And I'm saying Charleston White trying to make it like he's saying F that baby for awareness because we're not mourning the death of every baby. but he's really saying that for shock factor, for money, because, and it's sad, y'all, I want to throw Charleston White under the bus. You want to say how wrong Charleston White is, but the platforms that host him and pay him are just as wrong, because what Charleston White says, I don't care what y'all saying, I get paid $10,000 an interview. That's right. So if Charleston White is sick for dissing a dead girl, then a person that want to book him and pay him to come say that on their platform is just as sick, because they're actually paying for it. Some people hear Charleston White talk like that and cover their ears. They don't want to be associated with it. But you got somebody paying for it saying, yeah, let's push this. Let's promote it on a big platform. That person is even sicker than Charleston White. So you can't just go out to Charleston White and not hold the platforms that's empowering him, paying him. He's going to keep doing it because the platforms that's paying him, these videos get a lot of views. Every content creator is going to go to that interview and cut out a video just like this channel so they can say how crazy Charleston White is. And whoever paid Charleston White, they getting a bigger check from all of this traffic of us reviewing the shock factor stuff. So it's a big cycle that I don't think will never end, because he's going to do some shocking, and even me, I'm going to want to talk about it. And it's going to make him want to do something else shocking that I'm going to want to talk about. And because I talked about it, he's going to do something. It's a big never-ending cycle, and that's what they want it to be.
Fuck Lil Ronnie, nigga. And fuck Hood Fame, too. Them bitch-ass niggas ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody in this city of Fort Worth go do a motherfucking thing about me talking about that baby. Didn't nobody do nothing to the killers? The killers.
The thing is this, if a baby die in my community, I don't gotta take the law in my own hand to respect the dead. That's right. That's a part of my character. That's a baby that's dead at the end of the day. And yeah, it's probably a lot of niggas in the hood that ain't gonna do nothing to the killer, but I can respect them for not doing nothing to the dead girl though. Because if you ain't gonna do nothing to the killer, at least don't diss the dead. That's right. I mean, that's the least you can do, right? I mean, if there's a child that's dead at the hand of some stupid gang members or whatever, and we're not gonna do nothing to them, cool. But then to turn around and then do something to the little girl who was innocent is the lowest of low. I can agree with Charleston White. Black men ain't gonna do nothing about these people that's terrorizing their hood. But that don't mean, I don't think that give us a green light to diss the death of children and participate in the same activity that we don't like the drill rappers to do, diss each other, dead loved ones and all that, and smoke on unpacks. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Was out 2-3 days. Did nobody do nothing to the killers? So y'all want me to believe I keep a gun.
If anybody want to join, I pinned the link for this one. This is a call-in show.
Nothing to the killers. So y'all want me to believe I keep a gun on me. That's why my mouth's so smart. I keep a...
Guess what? Tentacion, did he have a gun on him? Like, you know how many people we can name that died with a gun on them? So that ain't really good logic. And I don't wish nothing bad to happen to Charleston White. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
A motherfucking gun on me. Fuck that baby. Y'all don't give a damn about that baby. Babies die every day in America. I don't care no more, y'all.
Here go the thing. Because babies die every day in America and people don't talk about it every day don't mean that they don't care. But we can tell that you don't care because you actually saying out of your mouth, F that baby, or I don't care about that baby. And because you don't care, you got to make it like all of us don't care. You on your own, Jack. That's right. some of us really do care about the babies. And you don't care about them, which is why you can make a career saying this kind of stuff out of your mouth about them. And because the whole world know you don't care because you put it on display in front of the world for $1, you let the world see this dirt, this flaw of a character like a circus spectacle, and you make $10,000 as a circus act to go around and say, hey, look at the little man that disses the dead and talk crazy out of his mouth and have no respect and don't mind dying and I'll shoot you at any minute. Look, that's a circus act. People are paid to see that spectacle, but a lot of that stuff in the circus is dangerous. That's right. They'll pay to see it behind the cage, and the internet is the new cage. People will give their attention, they'll donate, they'll pay to see this Charleston White character long as it's over there and they can eat their popcorn safe from this toxic behavior, which is really a threat to our community. And everybody in the circus is a deformed individual, a mentally ill individual, but people will pay their money to see that. And when that becomes a big business of seeing these mutated acts in the circus, then what you think that the circus gonna do? They're gonna keep deforming humans. They're gonna keep breeding the type of humans that's gonna be a spectacle for the world in their mutated, deformed state. That's right. And these circus acts don't mind going around on the road and saying, look at the man with one eye, look at the man with 4 arms. Long as they the fucking in the spotlight. You got to understand the mentality of the circus act too. He don't mind that there's people paying to see my illness, to see my deformity. He don't care about that. To him, his deformity is his superpower. He will pride himself in his mutated state because look, they all came to see me. The people showed up to see me, but you're a spectacle that's being extorted and exploited by the beast, the algorithm. They're gonna put that at the top. Let's go ahead. Let's let our first caller get the floor. Shout out to the sister Yanasi. You have the floor. Thank you for joining.
Love. I'm on my way to work. I just called because I have like a little bit of opposing view than you have, and I thought it might be interesting. So, for me, Charleston White consciously comes off as kind of real, and subliminally, we all know he working with the people, you know. But the realness of it is that he's saying what people are saying with their actions and not their words. So most people, if he wouldn't have said nothing about it, wouldn't give 2 fucks about that. I'm so sorry. My bad. My bad. They wouldn't care about the little girl at all. They might say, "Oh, that's so sad," but the next day they back to living their regular life. They not trying to help the family. They not checking on the family. They not sending money for the funeral. They not showing up to the funeral. They not trying to prevent that from happening again. They not talking to the police. They not talking to the people who might have done it. They're not trying to figure that out. It's nothing. So their actions say F that little girl. So he just said it. And that's what he does to me, in my opinion. He just does he says what people are saying without saying it. Like he says what people are saying with their actions versus their words. And that's what gives him like a real kind of feel to him.
Okay, so I'll just say this. I'll say this to what you're saying. Right? Me caring about the little girl or not caring about her is irrelevant. Her parents should have cared about her and she would have been alive. I don't show my care by making a video saying a little girl died. I show my care by preventing little girl from dying in the future and using that as a learning lesson. I think it's false logic. What he's doing, he's making y'all focus on the fact that because we're not saying every day what little girl died at, we don't care as parents, which is what you fall into for the deception when you think like that. You're making an assumption that people don't care and it makes an ass out of you and me. But here go the thing, right? A person may may care about women being abused. Now, there's a woman being abused every day. If a person don't talk about it, don't mean they don't care about it. If they was a child, they may have saw their family members go through it. I think you're reaching for that just to give a green light to disrespect the child. If you're going to say we should respect Charleston White for pointing out the fact that we don't care about children, when he's obviously blatantly saying out his mouth that he don't give a F about that baby and he just going to make money dissing her, that's hypocritical. That means we're going to give Charleston White props for the pot calling the kettle black because Charleston White pointing out that you don't care, right? But he's saying, but I don't care either. It ain't like Charleston White saying, I care about that baby, but y'all don't. So you can't turn around and give him props for trying to make another man feel bad who didn't diss the little baby. Because I'm going to say this right here. Let's say nobody care about the little girl. It ain't going to bring her back from the dead. Her parents got to care about her at the end of the day. But what we can do is hold ourselves accountable as black men. If we do say we care about the children, we wouldn't diss them when they die. So I got more respect for the man who didn't say nothing about the little girl than the man who opened up his damn mouth and dissed that little baby. And that would be Charleston White. And now he trying to flip the psychology on y'all, make y'all more madder at the men that didn't say nothing. But my grandma told me, if you don't got nothing good to say, shut your damn mouth. Because I would say that a man who said nothing about a dead baby care more about that dead baby than a man that said, fuck that dead baby. Like, he really mind effing y'all with reverse psychology.
Did he say that he cared? I think the whole thing was that
he said, I don't care nothing. Man, Charleston White said, I don't care nothing about nothing but money right now, and F the black community, F Fort Worth, Texas. That man done lost his mind. And we did, and you can blame us for this. People like that been defending him this whole time. I've been watching him mutate to this big egotistical monster to where it's less of caring about the people and all that, and it's more about getting money and just shock factor. And we to blame for that because there's always somebody to defend this substandard behavior. We as black men, we got to have accountability, and these spectacles can't come with their little magic to make us say, no, it's okay to be dissing dead children. Like, his reverse psychology game is really good. But yeah, he's very clear that he don't care. And it's obvious he don't care. And if I was a person that didn't care about dead children, I would try to make it like don't nobody else care either, because I don't want to feel like I'm the only piece of shit. So in his mind, well, y'all don't care neither. Everybody must really think like Charleston White, but they scared to say it. That's what he's thinking in his egotistical mind, that most black people really don't care about children, just like him. But they don't want to say it. He just gonna keep it real because we don't really care. And that's what I'm saying. He's saying, I don't care nothing about it. And he's serious about it. He said, I mean every word I say. Now, who gonna do something about it? I die for it. That man ain't playing. He don't give a fuck. And he's saying he gonna keep doing it. And I know a nigga who don't care when I see one. I know a lot of Charleston White. Because if you cared, guess what? You wouldn't diss a dead child, bro. You couldn't even make that come out of your mouth, F that dead baby. You know how that sound on my tongue just doing that as a man with kids? But yeah, I'm just saying, you might didn't know that, but yeah, he's doubling down on it. And I'm going to play some more of the video. Ain't no more callers joining. So it's just pretty much me and you, we Gucci. So, but I'm going to let you hear him.
They said you can make money off this shit. I looked around and told myself self-defense. I can't lose. Yeah. Nigga, ain't nobody go do nothing about me talking about that nigga and his baby. Ain't nobody in Fort Worth, Texas go do a motherfucking thing about me saying fuck that nigga and his baby. And I mean, fuck that nigga.
Let me put the audio on, my bad. There we go.
Ain't nobody in Fort Worth, Texas go do a motherfucking thing about me saying fuck that nigga and his baby. And I mean, fuck that nigga and his baby. Nigga, this ain't the third motherfucking baby to get killed, nigga. And yeah, nigga said bad 2 babies died last year. Y'all didn't give a damn about them babies. So fuck that nigga baby. Fuck.
And like I said, because people don't say nothing about every dead baby. That don't give you the green light to say something about one. Like, because everybody ain't out here mourning the death of every dead baby, it don't give Charleston White the green light to mock the death of one of them. You get what I'm saying? Like, that ain't good logic. Well, we ain't mourning the death of all babies, so I get to ridicule the death of this one. Now you shut up because you ain't, like, that's some dumb country logic.
Lil Ronnie, nigga, and fuck hood fame too. Them bitch ass niggas ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody in this city of Fort Worth go do a motherfucking thing about me talking about that baby. Didn't nobody do nothing to the killers? The killers was out 2-3 days. Did nobody do nothing to the killers? So y'all want me to believe? I keep a gun on me. That's why my mouth so smart. I keep a motherfucking gun on me. Fuck that baby. Y'all don't give a damn about that baby. Babies die every day in America. I don't care no more, y'all. They say you can make money off this shit. I looked around and say, y'all, hey, sir, say, I just want everybody to know. I done found out how to make money off the internet.
Let me tell you what Charleston White represent. It's a lot of niggas like Charleston White. They start off with a good heart. And I'm going to tell you something about Charleston White. He used to care. I won't let nobody lie on him now. Charleston White, in my opinion, he used to care. When he first started, before he was making big money, he really had a heart for young men and was against these gang members and shit. But the more money he got, the more of a gangster he became. Let me tell the truth today. Right. Money corrupts people. It's hard to stay true to what you started with when you start getting big money. That's why I'm gonna give him that little leeway, because it's easy for us to say, man, I'm gonna always keep it real. Listen, Charleston White making the kind of money that'll make you kind of say, well, let me kind of listen. It becomes a thing to where, okay, let me do some shock factor stuff. And I'm going to use my original cause as an excuse to justify my shock factor stuff. Because now my movement is about money and content creation. It used to be about a cause, but now he got to come out and say, you know, I don't care no more. It's all about the money. I'm getting so much money. And that's a normal thing. You have a lot of rappers, sister. They will have a positive message, a good message in they rhyme. It will talk about the struggle, and it'll be a little anti-establishment. When they go to getting that money, they only talking about they car, they money, they hoes now. And I'm like, what happened to the revolutionary stuff? You broke ass niggas, quit complaining and get on my level. I'm like, what happened? It's like they values change with their tax bracket. You see what I'm saying? It becomes I'm sorry.
No, I'm just responding to you like we having a conversation. My bad. You could go ahead.
Yeah, and that's why, like, Charleston White is a problem. It's toxicity. But at the same time, he's a good representative. We not going to act like Charleston White alone when he say, I don't care no more because I'm making money. It's so many people, niggas out here, the same way. You got a bunch of guys who had organizations to help the community and they cared, but when they found out these organizations can make money and make them feel all that, they start caring less about the cause and more about how to profit, how to capitalize. It can blur your vision. And if the cause ain't something that can be lucrative, then you got to have shock factor stuff centering around that. It's like if Martin Luther King or Malcolm X was alive today, they would probably get interviewed on big platforms like CNN, C-SPAN. It'll go viral online. But they would have to create some drama, some spectacle. Today's stuff, like Charleston White say, I can't deliver my message without a little bit of ratchetness to it because our people like BS. And the money show, the viewership show, the fact that if Charleston White ain't being a spectacle, the ratings ain't going to be that high. So he knows. So what I'm saying is when you really care, You don't play into the ignorance of your people just for money. You hold your people to a high standard because you know we better than this. But when you start getting the money, you say, I don't care no more. Let them niggas stay dumb. In fact, let's do comedy shows. I ain't trying to challenge and change the status quo no more. I don't care about it. Niggas can be dumb all they want. I ain't trying to save the community. I'm just trying to get my money now. That's the mentality of Charleston White, and that's the mentality of a lot of people once that bag start coming in, so we can't make him by himself.
You don't think it's possible that he been like that? Because he was a snake from the beginning. That whole thing that made you feel like you care was just a front. Just like he can make you, is he channeling emotions? He know what he doing. With shock factor, he knows he has an intent on what he about to make you feel. You see what I'm saying? So that's how he set up everything. Whether he making you feel like revolutionary mindset, we breaking a change, or whether he making you feel like he digging a hole deeper than what it already was. Like he just making stuff worse. I just think that's just always been like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's a good argument. Do you think he started off a snake, or do you think he was genuine at first? Now, I'm going to give him the genuine card. The sister said that cat started off a snake, and I'm going to let her live with that argument because I don't really know. I can be 50-50 on that one, but it's a good debate. I know a lot of people going to say he was real at first. No, he been a snake. It's going to probably be 50-50 with that one.
Right.
But it ain't gonna be 50-50 is he wrong about this and that little girl.
That's
and
just
that,
like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure people watch your show and they see shows like this and they either don't know or they forget you're really about flat earth, that you built this channel off flat earth. And let's say you get some money and the first thing you do is start a project around proving flat earth is real. And then people don't know that. So they're like, dang, when did you become a flat earther? Sanchez really changed, blah, blah, blah. And you like, dang, I really built my whole image off flat earth. Where were you? And it's, it's just like you just missed the signs type of thing. Like I'm sure it's people that miss that you built your channel off flat earth. And you're like, dang, I've been doing it the whole time. Same thing with catching a snake. It's like you just missed the signs because you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I can definitely ride with that. A salute to the sister Yanissi. You know, I'm glad that the sister see now. I'm going to tell you now. At first, I was saying, you know what? I see what Charleston White doing. But when he started counting that money and saying, I don't even care, and see, that's when I said, yeah, when you see that part, you can't go. And that's why I'm saying I respect the sister, man. Because I was like her too. When I first said I just Charleston White again, most of the time he making niggas mad to think about something. You give him that. He do got a gift of doing that. But lately, I've been seeing him get more and more egotistical, more and more like the money is messing this man up. And that's why I said, like, it's just crazy because it's like, man, I do think Charleston White kind of started off with genuineness a little bit, but it's hard to believe that when you hear him now. So that's why I can't just be trying to cape for him like that. But shout out to Key Norfolk, man. What's good? Welcome to the call, bro.
Hey, salute, bro. Man, this been a major topic right here, man. Charleston White, he's using his community involvement to try to justify his approach to situations, using shock value to get people to think is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, but at the same time, it's a thin line between the shock value and being disrespectful. And that was very disrespectful. He's totally egotistic about his whole approach with this situation. specifically, and this hasn't been the first time, and I believe what you said, man, that the money has gotten to his head, and I feel like he's gotten to a point to where, all his community involvements, all the things he tried to do didn't get him nowhere. So now he like, forget the people. It's all about the money, but I'm gonna still try to use my tactics to shock value, to use shock value to get people's attention, but it's really all about the money. He don't care nothing about nobody, man.
Yeah.
He don't care nothing
Hey,
about nobody.
at this point, that's so obvious, man, and I'm so glad because he still had a lot of folks riding for him, but with this little girl, I ain't gonna lie, he lost a lot of points from a lot of people with that one, and that ought to be like these platforms like Say Cheese and all them. That ought to be a wake up call that the people ain't gonna go too far with y'all shock factor shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they see where the boundaries is at.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, man, you bro. I definitely was a nigga Charleston for a lot of shit early on, like you said, because it works. It wasn't on the same level of vitriol for like all of the dead and the kids and all of that shit. It's like once you cross into that category, I can't agree with what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't agree with everything that no nigga say off the rip, but I get what he be doing when he get in the character to try to make points to the drill community or the black community that like, need to be woke up on certain things. But this going away about that shit, you know what I'm saying? Or this going about that definitely is not okay.
Yeah, we can't normalize this kind of stuff and like I said, like as far as to me it's accountability with black men because look, we got to eventually say, look, I rock with Charleston, or you don't got to rock with him, but you can't rock with everything he do. That's D-riding because niggas will be trying to defend everything. And that's why I'm glad a lot of niggas was like, even if they rock with him, they was like, he's still wrong about this one. I can respect that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like you said, I rock with certain shit that he say, but I can't stand with you when you wrong, bro. It's like wrong is wrong and right is right. And I don't give a fuck who you is.
Yeah, man.
Let me like a twisted kind of viewpoint. I've been trying to do it since you most likely won't accept it. But when I was reading the Bible, the God ordered people to kill every man, woman, and child of a certain group of people because even the children would grow up to be wicked or whatever. Long story short. And I watched this show. It's called Attack on Titan. It's an anime. And it has so many twists in it. I'm going to try to make it short as I can. Essentially, the main character had to make a decision, destroy these people, every man, woman, and child, in order to protect what it was he loved because they were supposed to be wicked or whatever. Same kind of concept as the Bible. And it might be hard to accept that some children just shouldn't exist. And I didn't say that. God said that. So you could argue with the logic all you want. And I'm not saying that Charleston White is standing on God principles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
That ain't Charleston White logic right there. Yeah.
But yeah, the point that I'm arguing is that whatever is going on in the Bible, that's not good.
They kill every one man, woman, child of a village, Jesse.
And I don't believe in the Bible literally, but I'll say this to what you saying and I'll pass it. Matter of fact, Q, I think you was first though. I ain't gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just saying, God definitely ain't said that shit. God ain't got nothing to do with that Bible shit. That's why when they always say God said, God ain't never said shit.
In that case, we have to clarify what we mean by God. And
let me say one thing real quick, right? Because I'll just take what you saying for face value, sister. Let's say it is God, right? Charleston White ain't doing the work of God. He's doing the work of Say Cheese and other platforms to get their ratings up for his money. So hold on. What I'm saying, hold on, let me land my plane. When you say that it's hard to accept the fact that some children need to die, I think it's more harder to choose which children those is. Let's start with yours, mine. Let's go around now, because if you say, well, that child need to die because they are the child of some gangster rapper, then goddamn it, now that's kind of messed up now, because you see where we're going with this now? It's saying, look,
Which is why I brought up Attack on Titan, because the main character actually had to decide to kill his own self because he should have never been born. So I'm just saying, he had to come to that decision. He had to make that decision. It's just real. It's a real thing that exists. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That some people just should.
I think that when we start saying about what children shouldn't exist, we need to start talking about what adults shouldn't exist, because our children are a result of us. So for every child that we say shouldn't exist, we can look at failed parents. And I think that if a child is a result of their parent, the child can be saved, but the parent can't. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and it's the same excuse that Charleston White defenders use for his corrupted activity. Because if we say, well, there's some humans that shouldn't exist based upon how they're acting or what they're doing, their moral character, Charleston White would be at the top of us getting rid of too now. He acting just like the gangsters and stuff, doing the same shit now. So that's why I say
I would definitely think that he would be those people, but that's when I lean to stuff like, I know we don't want to believe in the Bible, but I wouldn't know what else to look towards as to even begin to try to decide, because I wouldn't lean on my own judgment or understanding. It has to be supreme judgment and understanding
I'm
of
gonna lean
who
on
should
my
exist
own.
and who.
I'm gonna lean on my own judgment and understanding. Yeah.
These niggas can't tell you how to think and who you meant to live on. First off. Second off, if you want to start somewhere that's a little closer than Western philosophy or religion, start with Eastern shit. Start with Hinduism, or start with Jainism, or you know, like any of those Eastern religions always gonna get you closer
In
to the ball.
accessing your God body, and you're not really talking about the Christian view, I would still have to rely on my God body.
That's what I'm saying. Rely on your God body. Don't rely on no God outside of yourself.
One thing I can't agree with is dissing dead children. Now, I don't care what biblical scriptures a person bring up, but you can't show me in the Bible where God gonna condone that you diss the dead child. Because I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? If you read the story of God killing those children in Egypt, that was God going against his enemies. Them were two different armies. That was the army of God versus the Egyptians. That was a military thing. And in military and world conquest and manifest destiny, that's what they did. They went around killing women and children, and they just wrote that story in the Bible of how, and we were the children that were killed, and the women that were great were our ancestors. And so when we try to justify this kind of slavery and manifest destiny with the Bible, we got to remember we were the biggest victims of it. We got to remember that. That's right. So just because it's written in the Bible, yeah, don't make it right. And I'll fall back there. Yeah.
I think you know, activate your God body. You supposed to just use your common sense. You supposed to be done activated your God body to the point to where you're able to lean on your own understanding. That's what leveling up is all about. So we supposed to have the common sense to be able to say, hey man, this crap right here. You know, we can't stand with this. Charleston White's whole approach, I don't think that's what it was, sister. I think he taking a fight fire with fire approach. When you already got some people who damaged and some people who already being pressurized by a certain type of activity, you can't use that same activity to try to bring them back to the other side. You're only making things worse. So if I put fire on the fire, the whole thing, everything gonna burn up. You gotta use a different approach, especially when you know some people that's already damaged, especially when you know some people who are already suffering. You don't use the same suffering and the same activities to try to bring a person to make a person better. Do that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah.
It,
You can't
it
make
do
them bad or
this, but
stooping down. You
it,
can't make them bad or stooping down
to
on a
me,
level. Yeah.
it I can see this on so many different levels. Like we say there's AI out there. There's people
AI.
they're not really people, they robots, and we just don't know because it's so good. We say that there's reptilians out there. Some people say that there's actually demons out there. If any of that is the case, no matter how you look at it, perfection would be a place without those things. So that has to come to an end, and the only way for that to come to an end is for it to die.
And I
You see what
think
I'm saying? So it don't
and
matter what concept you give me, I'm gonna come to that same conclusion that some shit just shouldn't exist.
ain't nobody really arguing you
Some
against that.
spirit.
Sister, we ain't arguing that against you. What we saying is if we got into a debate on
But
what if we got into a debate
into
on
those things.
okay, you still go oh my bad. She must have been breaking up. Her mic was stopped on my end. I wasn't trying to cut her off. But yeah, if we got
But their
into a
children,
debate, uh-huh.
my bad. Their children are unfortunately included in certain cases
Can you hear
because
me?
they grow. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you was breaking up at first. I heard what you was saying. Listen, before you repeat it, listen, check this out. Ain't nobody debating you on that. What we're debating you on, if a child need to go because of their corrupted mind, then an adult that's acting like a child definitely need to go, goddamn it, first. And that's Charleston White to me.
Yeah, facts, big facts. I'm not just debating you or arguing with you on at all on it. No, we the adults are the reason the children come out how they come out. Well, in my place, it's really like the chicken or the egg. Really, you could go both ways on it, but I believe it's us. Something happened to us when we came out, and we took that hurt and passed it on. That's what I believe. I don't believe any child was ever born just messed up. It's passed on hurt from Adam and Eve down the generations. We pass on the generational curses and stuff to children. But because you're born with them curses, unfortunately, some of them gotta go. Just is
I
what it is.
Now check this out, right? I can't be mad at a child for being childish, but I can be mad at a grown man for acting like a child. And I don't think that a child should be harmed for making mistakes because you're a child. You ain't figured it out yet. I don't know what warrants me to take a life of an innocent child when children are innocent for the fact that they don't know shit about the world yet. So how I'm going to hold them accountable in the court of law? Even in the court of law, you got to be conscious of your action to be prosecuted for it. That's even in a court of law. And a child ain't reaching a state where they can, that's why the child that commit a crime will face lesser time than an adult. Because the court got to account for the fact that that's an underdeveloped mind and they exploring and learning the world. So the courts even say, let's not punish the children too much, but you saying they need
Some
to
of them
die.
don't
You
never
saying,
stop though.
hold
Like
on,
they
hold on,
grow
hold on,
up well into
hold
their
on. Sister,
late years.
you got to let me finish. What you're talking is eugenics. You can't tell the future. You can have a child that's a knucklehead today that turn out to be the greatest man on earth. It happens all the time. You have kids that were nerds when they was little and turned out to be serial killers when they grew up. And they were saints when they was young. So no one know the future. And to say, well, let's kill this baby because he may be one of the ones that stayed his way. It's a weird conversation to even be having with you, to say the least. But I'll yield the flow right there and let you respond. And I'll respectfully just agree to disagree with you on that. But you can definitely take the floor and have your turn to speak, and I'll mute up. Salutes to you. Salutes to the sister. I don't got to agree to let her speak and say her mind. Go ahead, sister.
And that's why you a real one, and that's why I appreciate you. But I've been saying I had to go to work, so I'm about to go. I appreciate y'all so much. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Can I just say something real quick? Peace and
Peace
love,
and love
everybody.
to my sister, Eunice. Go ahead. Hey, salutes to you, Demi. Go ahead. You got it.
Peace. I just have a question. If we really understood the cycles of death, would we react in Charleston's White reaction to this?
Yeah. Oh
Anybody?
yeah. Yeah, because check it out. A person can say, well, death ain't really death and it's all a simulation. Well, guess what the simulation shows you about a person? It's a fake world, but it show you people real feelings because you think because it's fake. Now, guess what? That's going to make me see your real intentions because some people will say, well, it's all fake. So can't we diss the dead? Can I talk about dead children now and show who I really am? See, I'm going to show you the paradox. If you tell some people we're in a fake world, they will become their real self. Ain't that deep? When they think the world is real, hey, ain't that's true? They think the world is real and they fake as hell. When you tell them we in a simulation, they start being who they really want to be now because they think ain't no repercussions. Ain't that's crazy?
That's the paradox. That's the paradox, man. It's crazy because, you know, even when a child skipping school, that child the one skipping school, but they go on the parent. That's why the police come to the parent, even though the parents say, well, they just keep skipping school. No, we taking the accountability away from the parents. We blaming a child because the child is not supposed to be responsible for itself. So if that parent is allowing that child to be responsible on itself, then that's the person who need the charge, not that child, man.
Hey, shout out to All Gas for that super chat. He said, I don't believe in generational curses. How is it that the children of Italian crime families are not criminals and have successful businesses? That's a good point, bro. Yeah, that's a good. I don't believe in generational curses that the child should be punished because they come. That's eugenics right there. We're becoming eugenicists when we think like that. That's why, I get what the sister saying, and Charleston White say that. Guess who else said that? His show coming up next. The Prince of Pepperoni Pizza. Yeah, we doing a show on him next about his daughter. I'm gonna roast the hell out of him. I got to. But check this out, right? That's the same guy that said, in order for us to move forward, some of these boys, some of these children are gonna have to die. Remember that clip? Yeah, that's a radical. Yeah, man, like, come on, man.
But what about the street? I know in Mexico, they kill babies that's in the crib. I mean, anybody's in the house dies. That's just the way it is. But what about the street law? Yeah. What about street laws? I mean, there's street laws. You know what I'm saying? So
my thing is, why they sitting there talking about some of these babies and kids and shit. A lot of what's holding us back is a lot of these old niggas in positions of gatekeeping and power. These old niggas need to die so we can go ahead and restructure the system. How about that?
Oh, man.
I agree.
Facts, Q. Because, man, there's no way that a child, even if people are getting rid of children and stuff like that, that don't mean that it's right. Just because it's happening, don't make it right. So we getting confused with what's going on, with what's the right thing to do. And I think that's the reason that the world is in the position that it's in today. When we start doing the right thing for the right reasons, then we'll start getting the right results. And ain't no way around that.
So the figure, so his what do you call that? His not when he's expressing his opinion can be wrong morally. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, because we first got to take into accountability that his opinion is solely based off how much money he gonna make by if he say the wildest thing to create the biggest shock value within the people who listening. So we got to first take that into accountability. He's not speaking with a genuine heart and a genuine mind. First off, it's all about the bag. He's showing you that when he get through saying what he's saying, then he just start counting a pocket full of money. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Mic check, mic check. If you want to join the panel, join with us. What do y'all? I see a lot of Charleston White people in the chat room, but y'all ain't really hitting the link, and it's pinned to the top. I saw the brother come in all caps and say, I disagree. I think Charleston White is relevant and necessary. Well, I think every human being is relevant and necessary just on a macro. I think the universe created everything for a reason, even if it's just to show you what a piece of shit look like, right? The universe, boo-boo got a purpose. So y'all got to come better than that when it comes to just to say, well, I think Charleston White is necessary. Just remember that boo-boo is necessary. You ain't telling me much for real, bro. You got to really go into, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Folks said shit is necessary too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you got to tell me it's more than that now.
And that's the thing, bro. I hate, that's when it just veer off into idol worship. Because I fuck with Charleston too, but wrong is wrong, nigga. It's like, why can't he be wrong? Matter of fact, the nigga say, sometimes I want to be wrong. I know I'm not right. I just want to be wrong. He say it. If he telling you he wrong, nigga, just accept it. I ain't never seen niggas dick ride somebody so hard, they don't even want to accept when they say themselves that they wrong.
Yeah,
like I said, I just feel like the baby was unfortunately a casualty of war. And we know how it goes as far as war is concerned. You know, it's like anybody. So it's like for him to say that, yeah, I mean, it shocked me that he said that, but all at the same time, it's like I guess he's the perfect nigga to say that.
Yo,
but the same thing, right? Charleston White ain't teaching nobody nothing. My bad, Key. You go ahead. My bad.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. You right. You exactly right. He ain't teaching nobody nothing. He not trying to teach nobody nothing. So
Can I chime in?
Yeah, you got it, Nets.
yeah, you got it, bro.
All right. So just to answer the question in the poll, I think he was a snake from the jump because I just seen that video, you know, that's going around now of him snitching or whatever. And when he was telling his side of the story, it was one of them clips I seen. He basically said that, you know, he gave the dude the gun who shot the man. And, you know, he laughed after he instructed him to shoot him. And he was laughing afterwards. And then, you know, when they got caught, he went in the court and he snitched. And I feel like all that black activist stuff was just a front. You get what I'm saying? Due to the fact that he snitched. And like, it kind of go back to what we were saying. Like, it was basically I feel like he really wanted to be a gangster, but he folded, so he had no choice but to play that little role. And now he got him a little bag, you know, his true colors coming back out. That's why you got this little gangster slash snitch slash wannabe activist character.
And on top of it, he'll tell you how he worked with the police. He worked with the mayor. He had his Trump hat on, and we know Trump backed the blue. Trump back is for the police. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff to back up what you're saying there, which is why I said I got to check my own self and stay 50-50 on it, because I don't ride no man nuts that hard to where I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, overlook the real. But yeah, salutes to the panel. Whoever else want the flow. But yeah, like Charleston White ain't teaching us the spoils of war. Every man know that. I think in his position, he should be teaching young men how to respect women, how to respect the dead, and not trying to exploit the boundaries of how far he can go with black people for profit. And you could go pretty far with black people for profit before they cancel you. Like, black people will cancel you for not dating a black woman, but they won't cancel you for dissing a young black girl who died. It's very weird with you know, how we pick and choose what we cancel or not.
Yeah, you said that perfect, because anybody who not on the side of trying to better the people, I can't rock with them anyway. He not trying to better the people, because after you do this shock value thing to get everybody's attention, that's your chance to grab the people attention that you have to now show them the way. Like, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. So when you say something bad, it's supposed to be a setup for you to say something good. It's like boxing. You know, if you set
But
them
you know
up
what it
with
is
your
though,
left,
bro? Not
yeah,
to cut you off, Key, but
yeah.
that's not the personality or character he playing. Like, I feel like for a small minute he started that way once he seen what his shot he could do. But then it's like when you take a look at it, it's like he not really trying to play a good character online. He's saying he'll be a good character offline in person in real life, but online on the internet, he's not taking nothing serious, and nobody should take him serious on the internet. That's what he always fall back on.
He
And
an
see,
attention
people
seeker.
say that, but it's the truth behind a joke. Even when somebody joking with you, it's still the truth behind a joke. So his character being a bad guy online, it don't. I can't even see how he can even be a good person offline, because now his ego
This
is
is what we
getting
go into, bro.
fueled.
This is what I'm
Look,
saying, right? You can say
yeah,
words all day online if you ain't taking no action to them, which is why they call it, one of the First Amendments, yada yada yada. But if your actions offline ain't matching your words online, that's what motherfuckers fall back on saying you can't really say I'm this bad of a person with my actions. You can just say you don't like my words. And that's the mental psychology game he playing with me.
And
that's a fact.
another mental game that Charleston play? I'm finna use his own tactic on him right now, right? Cause what he do, he will say, well, I'm doing his biggest tactic. You just pointed it out. I'm just gonna rephrase it in my own way, but you basically saying it, I think the same thing too. Like Charleston White biggest tactic is I really want to make money from shock factor stuff, but people know me as a community activist, so I gotta make it like my shock factor statements is part of my community activism. Now, he tried to pull that off for so long, but if you look at his recent video, he just saying, fuck the community now. It's about the money, fuck Fort Worth, fuck all that. Because you get tired of faking. It get hard to defend the fact that what you said was for a positive reach. And even though you got a lot of fanatics that's gonna say, I get what he doing. He dissing that little girl to make y'all think and all this. Now think about this, right? I'ma use Charleston White tactics on y'all. Earlier, I said niggas from the South do the most snitching because we book Charleston White the most. We love snitches. If you look at First 48, now I'm from the South. Charleston White like to say shock factor stuff to trigger people. I said some shock factor stuff to trigger niggas from the South. Now I'm finna use Charleston White setup though. This is what Charleston White do. And here's how you hit them. All of you niggas in the South is mad at me because I said the South is the snitching capital, but y'all ain't mad at Charleston White for being an actual snitch. See how I just use his little psychology, y'all? He said y'all mad at him for dissing that little girl, but you ain't mad at the man that actually killed her. Okay, y'all mad at me for saying the South do the most snitching, but you ain't mad at the snitches to prove me wrong then by getting mad at Charleston White and them snitches. So I can play his game too now, and I'm going to be playing it a lot. Be on the lookout for it. And y'all got to give me a pass like you get him one, because I'm doing it to make you think, right? To make you be, you see what I'm saying? So he do that a lot. Yeah.
Hey, but bro, shout out to the panel, man. What's happening with you, bro?
What's good? Salute.
Hey, but look, man, y'all got to remember Charleston White ain't had no childhood. He was raised in the penitentiary. And his target demographic is the type of people, the age group that he didn't ever get a chance to experience none of this adolescent life. But he outright, directly, you know what I'm saying, throw his energy right at the younger community. So can't no nigga that did 25 years tell me nothing. That's just how I look at him. I know a lot of OGs that have similar viewpoints and talk like he talk, but most of them, they ain't the brightest niggas to listen to.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think if he would have never got caught, you know what I'm saying? He would probably be worse than the dudes that killed the baby.
He was on the verge of being one of them niggas. He was a follower.
Exactly. But since he
most people
snitched,
hate
go
what they
ahead.
are. My fault, bro, but most people hate what they actually are. So you got to look at all that shit. Like, he a nigga, and we don't really look at it like that because he popped on the scene as an older guy.
Projecting.
But he did 25 years as a child.
Yeah.
He missed all his
he
adolescent days and growing up and
He ain't
learning
do
his
that long,
socialization skills terrible.
He ain't do that long, though.
Yeah. Hey, check this out. You know what they gonna say now? We all just jealous. Everybody speaking on this is just jealous of Charleston White. That little predictable response. Come on, get some intellect for real. Get some intellect. Check it out. Shout out to Colonization, sponsored by Negroes. Thank you for that super chat, brother. He said he is an entertainer, giving people content, and it's working. I can totally agree with all of that. He's definitely an entertainer. I don't know why.
Jealous is crazy. I would never want to be in Charleston White's shoes.
Oh no. Oh no. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Am I gonna lie to the fact that he got money? See, this is what people don't realize. Do y'all think I'm jealous of Big U? Because Big U had more money than Charleston White. And I talked about him today. Ain't nobody said I was jealous. You see how that worked? Donald Trump got more money than Charleston White and Big U put together. And I talk about him worse than both of them. I'm jealous of Trump, ain't it? That's what his followers say. Everyone followers are going to just say when they disagree with their idol, you're just jealous. You get jealous. But y'all
gotta start using critical thinking skills, man. We lack comprehension skills as a people. Every time something happen, instead of us looking at what's going on right in front of us, we start trying to break shit down. Well, you know this, man. You know 20 years ago, and man, forget all that. Man, what's happening right now? We're making people not have to be accountable for their actions because we're trying to find a way to justify for them. And that's the reason why we in the situation we in. Things ain't gonna never get better until we forget trying to, configure things out all the time. When it's simple and plain, it's right in our face, and it is what it is, man. We got to start making people be accountable for what they do today. It don't matter what happened yesterday. They don't give you no justification for doing something messed up today just because something happened yesterday.
And saying that a person jealous, let me just say this too. Because if Charleston White dissing a dead baby and a jealous man saying that's wrong, guess what? The jealous man still right and Charleston White still wrong. So I'm going to just answer your question about being jealous. Let's say I'm jealous as hell of Charleston White. I'm still right that he shouldn't have dissed that dead baby. So let me tell Charleston White something. Stop doing stuff to give your jealous haters a reason to have some ammo on you. Because it ain't the fact that they jealous or that you got haters. It's the fact that you give your haters ammo saying dumb shit like that. Now talk about that part.
Right. So, and if money gonna make me act like Charleston White, man, shit, I'm cool where I'm at.
Right. Exactly. Big facts. So a jealous man can still be telling the truth about the person he jealous of. So it don't care if he jealous. It doesn't matter. Long as he ain't, you can be jealous of a man and still not lying on him. And you can say, well, I ain't gonna lie on that man. And you can be jealous and you can just wait to him to do something that's embarrassing, and you can make videos about it, and people can say, well, you jealous of that man, and you can be like, you right, I am jealous of him, but he still was wrong, and he giving me ammo to go in on him, because I'm gonna wait till every time he do something wrong and I'm gonna criticize it with my jealous ass. So now you fans can't be mad at the jealous man, you gotta be mad at your idol for keep fucking up with the camera on. You ain't gonna get rid of your haters, but you can stop giving them something to talk about that's negative about what you're doing and only give them something good to talk about. See, it'll be hard for them haters to hate if Charleston White cared about the children. It's easy for a hater to hate when that man say, fuck them kids.
Charleston White don't care, man. In his eyes, you know, all publicity is good publicity.
I think he understood. What's up with the
Shout
chat?
out,
What's up,
much
Sanchez?
love, Bonita. Salute, sister.
I've been watching. I've been listening. I like to observe before I give my little 2 cents. But I think Charleston White just understood how to manipulate the internet like everybody else. Like there's nothing like mystical about this nigga, bro. The way he was coming and approaching it, he wasn't getting no attention. So he figured out, let me switch up my approach and be controversial so people will listen. And it worked. And people love that. And last time I was on here, I said that Black people are so bombarded with information on a daily. All we do is scroll. We in every celebrity business that we can't decipher what the fuck is reality anymore. And so now we arguing about is what he did. That shit was dead wrong. Is you fucking crazy? It's like I wanted to get on here when old girl was talking about sometimes kids need to die. Like, sis, I understand where you was coming from. I get the logic you was trying to say, but are you fucking kidding me? Like, sometimes kids just need to die. That baby was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, her daddy may have been caught up in some shit, but we ain't gonna never say that a child deserved to get killed or died. Like, that's some evil shit to say. And if you could say that, then what else can you say? Like, I stay away from people that talk like that because that's some weirdo shit to me. And Charleston White just on some weirdo shit right now. And we tuned in. So we can't, like, the more that we feed the monster, the beast, the more this shit gonna keep going on. When niggas ignore him, when these channels stop putting him on and letting him do these weird ass fucking interviews and talk crazy, and ain't no nigga slapped the shit out this nigga yet, like, I blame the men. The fuck? Y'all let this nigga sit around, talk people, disrespect the dead, and then hang around this nigga, invite him on the shows and laugh at the shit. Like, it's some weird ass behavior going on from our community, and we need to stop this shit, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
lacking
disgusted.
morals.
I
We
stand
lacking
behind
morals.
what she said 100%. Real shit spoken. Facts.
Our morals is fucking shot. Like how you can't just, like, bro, don't nobody gotta tell me how to be a good person. Don't nobody gotta tell me how to treat people. I know what is right and wrong from a little girl. Like, I know this. So ain't like, bruh, the nigga dead wrong. He been dead wrong. Ain't nobody slapped the shit out of him. We still condone this nigga. And every time somebody about to put hands on him, he pull out the mace or a baton. He a bitch ass nigga. I could beat him up. We the same fucking height and size. Like, come on. If he put the mace down, I'll whoop his ass. Like, like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, the internet a blessing and a curse, cause like y'all they gonna say, man, it's just entertainment, it's just content.
and then we say, oh, we jealous. Why? Like, this is some weird shit from Black people. Just because this motherfucker on the internet, on TV, around other celebrities, just because Black people getting money or got this celebrity status, we think it's an excuse to excuse the immorality and the bullshit and the destroying of our fucking communities just because this nigga got money. Y'all sound like some straight weirdos, and we need to get rid of y'all motherfuckers too.
And look, I'm gonna piggyback on that and hop in and chime in for a second. Salute to the panel, man. Giovanni in
Big
the building.
salutes,
I just
man.
had to say
Hey,
something.
this is
Salute,
a
brother
fire.
Sanchez.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You got it.
So look, based on what she was saying, I'm gonna break it down like this, right? The reason why they normalizing all children must die was a certain time. Nah, man, that ain't how it's supposed to be, and that ain't how it never gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But they've been taunting children and trafficking, doing all this weird stuff to the point where they want us to normalize it like them. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to CW, he helped the community. He out on the street. But when he got the persona of him on the internet, that's just internet stuff. You laugh, look past it. There's some truth in there too, but you laugh to keep from crying. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
mind if I
at the same
interject with a
time,
question? I won't without
yeah,
your
go ahead,
permission.
man.
Can you
Go
have
ahead.
because this is a good question right here. Can you really be for the children, but have an online persona that say fuck the dead baby that just died and it just be a character? That's kind of a hard act to play if you're a community activist that really care about the children. That'll be like a grape activist, a woman who against females getting raped, saying that she's donating to grape victims, she's working with them, but online she's saying, fuck them grape women, man, they lying, man, I don't believe them hoes. Can she do both of those and be taken seriously?
I mean, look, if you spiritually inclined, you tapped in, it's really gonna just rub off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff ain't gonna
I
stick to
think
you.
it's just
But,
the opposite.
you know,
I think if you spiritually in tune, it's gonna strike a chord in you and make you say,
no,
what the hell?
definitely. That's why I'm on the panel now. You know, that's why I'm on the panel now. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's going like I gotta say something or something gotta be done. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, hey man, it's been happening since Landful time where niggas play both sides of the fence depending on who's in power the most and what's in power the most. Attention. So they gonna do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Good publicity, bad publicity, it's all good. People watching. That's what we gotta understand. That's all it is, man.
Man, Charleston White is bipolar and schizophrenic, man.
I mean, hell yeah, he's damaged for what he went through, man. Man, traumatized, man. I mean, shit.
But when
So
you
Man,
but when
hurt
you
we
really
people
all
hurt people.
traumatized in some kind of way. That
No,
don't
Yeah.
we
give
are, but
nobody
if
excuse
you
to go
nah,
online and start talking
I
Uh-huh.
ain't
about people's
justifying
babies.
nothing. That's the one thing
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do. I ain't
That's
justifying
crazy.
nothing.
Yeah.
I got
I'm just saying,
I don't
like,
go taking it
that's
out
why I
on
hopped
beating my
on
kid.
because of what she said. Like, nah, cause look, I'm 32, I don't have kids, but I got niece and nephew. I feel the same way. Like, nah, man, let's stop playing with children. Let's stop promoting certain stuff to the children because I mean they know who the future is, man. You know
but
what I'm
when you really
saying?
think
Bro,
Like,
about it,
if I
the
play
whole
some of
thing.
this, if I play some more of this video, it's gonna be hard to defend Charleston, bro. He's really this money that made this man a different person. I'm gonna say that. Now I don't know if he was real from the jump. The people say he was never real. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, go ahead.
Hey, hey,
I mean, I
Sanchez.
just
Yo, Sanchez.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hey, I'm from the South. And you ain't lying. Hey, first 48 capital. They some rat ass niggas. Hey, I've been told in, but look, man,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
I'm down here to where it's man, we done became desensitized to these murders and stuff. And then it's also like I think what we misunderstood in that clip, I think you playing he responded to the baby mama because she was saying she wasn't messed up about it, and you know, getting messed up with, she was getting drunk with her friends and partying and now flashing money, flashing the GoFundMe money online. So I think he was going at like that. He said, fuck the baby. He didn't say she deserved to die. Cause we say fuck a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I look at it like he's more like a comedian, man. He like just that uncle that talks shit that you can't charge it to, cause it's like basically in order to survive down here, man, you can't let nobody trick you off the street. Man, somebody just might come up to you and say, you bitch ass nigga or whatever. You know, and we trying not to act out of emotions, but I'm looking at it like he was responding to the female, but also like with the young lady who was just speaking, like, you know, we need to get rid of them niggas. It's like, I think you the only person on here that probably said you want to see him hurt or somebody do something to him. Like that shouldn't be the first thing we do when somebody.
I never said hurt them. I said we need to excommunicate them niggas.
And
Like
You like
anybody
nobody
that thinks like it's time. Like let's stop bullshitting around what the
I
fucking
look.
issue
This
is.
how
The issue is
hold up, y'all. Hold
the
up, y'all.
niggas
Let the
that
sister.
promote that shit.
Hold up, brothers. Don't be so quick to respond. Let her finish. But let me read something. I'm going to let y'all go, though. Shout out to Beano Mob. Thank you, my brother. He says CW is an actor playing a role. Sister Red Wine, thank you so much, both of y'all, for your memberships and for the super chat, sister. She said, CW do what all the others do, anything for money. Can't follow him or learn from him. Salute, bro Sanchez. I agree with that. And at this point, yeah, I'll let y'all respond. Was she done? And then y'all can respond. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm in agreement with her though.
I don't think she was. Sister Benita, did you land your plane? I don't know if I cut her off though. Hold up a second. My bad. She probably landed her plane. I don't know. But yeah, y'all go ahead. My bad.
Don't forget, it's the small hat that's controlling all of this.
That man is the range, man. He's trying to trigger people.
Oh yeah, her mic is muted. Okay, there you go.
My bad. Let me just finish landing this because my somebody muted. I don't know. I was muted, but what I was saying is, I've watched the Black Power shit, the Hotep shit. I've been in all of that. I've been around all these organizations, the fucking Nation of Islam, all of that, and what I see is a bunch of bullshit. And I'm tired of people running around the bush, fucking making excuses that we are fucked up. We are fucked up as a people. And we gotta stop making excuses for the fucked up shit. So when I said ain't nobody slapped the shit out of him yet, yes, exactly. Nobody slapped the shit out of this nigga for all the disrespectful shit he said. You goddamn right. Yes, we need to get rid of the motherfuckers that's a nuisance in our communities. Drug dealers, all of them. And listen, and let me say one thing. Chief,
hold up, one quick thing, and I swear I won't be quick. Here's what I think about what the sister said. I'm gonna say, if you don't want to take the law in your own hands and physically do nothing to these guys, because most of you niggas ain't, then the least we can do is not support them. Think about that. We can't even do that, but we can't even say, like. Instead, we promote and push the toxic shit is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead.
No, that's exactly
what I was about to say.
Yeah. I was gonna say this, man. I see CW as a bulletin board. That's it, man. A billboard. That's it. He's just something you take, like, you know, when you read the Bible, you take what you take from, you read 48 laws of power, you take what you can take from it, man. But you're aware, find a solution. That's all he is. He's a character, man.
I just got a question.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just got a question. My question is, since Charleston White been having this spotlight on him, what the hell has he changed for the better?
Not a damn thing.
But not only that.
Hey, you know what he changed? No, you know he changed. He changed his tax bracket. My bad. Go ahead.
Right, but that too. But not only that, you got to ask yourself how many times you've actually put his name in the search bar to look for him. They feed him to you. He's being fed to us.
That's right. The machine
pushing. I ain't never looked for Charleston White a day in my life.
You know why?
Damn to see him every time I turn my phone up, just stroll up. I'm gonna see him.
It makes the world look like this is what a black leader is right here. This is it's a hit piece to the black revolution, because when the world come on YouTube and say, let me see what the top black revolutionaries is on YouTube gonna push some Charleston, Umar, and a bunch of people like that, bro. It's crazy.
That's just regular propaganda. We know that though, but he's still spreading awareness.
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, and you know, as much as I agree with y'all about how we don't need that in the community and what he doing, I don't agree with and all of that shit. If you want to keep it a BNG, I'd rather see us get rid of the shit that it is and the people that he is talking about in the community that's fucking it up, more than I want to see us get rid of him. Because it's like if we got rid of the shit that was fucked up in the first place, he wouldn't even have the same content to be able to use. It's like he ain't doing as much harm to the community as the motherfuckers that's actually doing harm to the community. I'm not saying he's not doing no harm. I'm just saying one is more important than the other. And when motherfuckers get this riled up in arms about that versus the other thing, it still make us look a certain level of slow.
Man, he need to just admit he ain't nothing but a troll. You need to admit he ain't nothing but a troll. All that community stuff, man, cut that out, man. All that shit cap,
bro.
Man.
Don't nobody care. That's
all
what
that
I'm
community
saying.
stuff cap, man.
You missing the point, bro. He already said he a troll. He already said he a snitch. He already said it's an act. It's like, don't nobody care. He's still doing what he's doing, and it's still going by idly because people gonna be who they gonna be, and the shit gonna be what it's gonna be. It's up to us as individuals.
People keep trying to take up for him like he's something good for the community. He ain't nothing but a troll. That's all I'm saying. Can we stop acting like he really something good?
But motherfuckers gonna try to take up for Big U. Motherfuckers gonna try to take up for WAC 100. It's always gonna be motherfuckers to take up for somebody that's fucked up. We not gonna change that. what we can do is focus on changing the actual problems that's plaguing us. Fuck these niggas. If it really
all
fuck
I'm
these,
saying is this, right?
I look at it like
CW is the
this, right?
person that's
Okay.
that's what I'm
go ahead,
saying.
go ahead.
Yeah, I look at it like this, right? Everybody that, everybody that, yeah, everybody that make content, right, online, it's a content war going on. To where when something go viral because the algorithm feeding it to Black YouTube, if you got a platform and you want to be part of the discussion, you got to speak about said topic or said person. And the war is the people that's going to actually speak up and speak the truth about it and get less views, or the people that's going to promote Charleston and the fuckery because they know the algorithm going to boost them up. And that's part of the war that I think the content creators got to fight. I would say that's a whole war that's separate from the people. I don't think that the content creators explain this a lot of times, because you do have people in the chat room that'll say, well, what are we going to do about it? I'm not going to put my hands on Charleston White. It ain't my job. It's the people's job to raise their children right. And so we don't have another Charleston White. And it's law enforcement job to do their job if he's doing anything that's a threat to the community or harmful to anybody, and to protect him if someone threatened him. There's not much we can do today but raise awareness and give game like we always been doing as Black men. Send the youngins down and we unpack the situation and let them know the ropes. And that's what platforms like this is about. So I try not to just speak on a trendy topic for clout. I try to always make it a teaching moment, because you got a lot of young guys looking at Charleston White and they want to be that. And so I feel like I'm obligated to use my channel to say, hey man, that ain't nothing you want to be. All money ain't good money. And explain to them why and all that. And I think the panel doing a good job. Salute to all of y'all. And yeah, I'm going to keep the flow open for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you right, man. Some of these dudes that got a little crush on C White. That's all it is. They just like riding his nuts.
No, look, it's like this. It's just CW. It's just a bulletin board to raise awareness to what's going on so people can pay attention to it. That's why I say that CW, the internet, that's a character. The real one that's doing stuff, yo, he's out here helping women, single homes, kids. Like, he's for that stuff off. He goes up to the detention centers and have meetings with kids. He's out there really touching. You know what I'm saying? He's touching the community.
I've seen him do stuff for women and then get online and talk so much shit about them, call them type of bitches and shit.
I mean,
that's weird behavior, though. Don't do something for somebody because you saying that you a good person and you want to help them, and then when they do something you don't like, or they didn't communicate with you clear or some shit, you get on the internet and start bashing them, talking about they dead children and shit, when you was just saying that you was helping them a week ago. That's weird ass shit. And it don't match.
Character though, that's a character. It's not real.
Fuck the characters. Everybody's a character.
Hey, bro, hold up, bro. We can't just make a nigga get away with everything by saying it's a character. Let me tell you what that's the equivalent to. That's like in a court of law. If a dude do something that's out of line, he can't go in a court and say, well, that was a demon in me. That was something that's my character, that my alternate ego, that Dr. Jekyll, that's my character now, and make it out. No, bro, that's just cheat code that a lot of these people, they duped y'all down like that. You know, because if I come out and say, man, Charleston White is a fake ass character, guess what? They gonna turn around and say, man, he a real nigga. So they gonna try to do both of them. When you say he a character when he talking something that you don't condone with, that's just like Kanye fans will say, man, you know, that's when they hit the chip button. They hit his MK Ultra and he go to talking against black people and stuff, right? Because they don't want to say, yo, bro, that's who that man is. My whole thing is like, yeah, here, character can't always be the answer to when these dudes ain't acting. We got to hold them accountable. Like, then if that's your answer, you got to say, well, he got to quit being a toxic character. Look, because we can have positive characters. you don't always got to be a negative caricature. You can become a positive character. Why can't see every time we saying it's a character, it's to excuse dumb shit. But being a character don't mean you gotta be dumb and a mockery and a minstrel either. You can be a good character. You can be a good alternate ego and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the character shit ain't no excuse.
You know, there's a lot of organizations and there's a lot of people who do good things for the community. I mean, even the government, people who need money, single women, all that type of stuff, they can go file for things, and they can go to churches. There's all type of organizations in every single city that do good things. But what I would say about Charleston is what he was saying, the way his philosophy. Have we not heard this before? When we saw him talking in the car, he looked similar to maybe like an old guy on a corner that's maybe homeless or something like that, or an ex-drug addict who's talking. We've heard people talk like that before, but it's usually always in really bad areas. In my mind, I don't see any violence. I don't see any of that stuff that Charleston White and a lot of those people on these shows that they're always broadcasting to black people. They're talking about the hood and killing and drugs. I don't see any of that. And it's not because I don't live in a black area. It's because I work a job, I live a real life, and I do positive things. I've never seen anybody get shot. I've come out of that area when I was young. But once you raise your vibration and you move forward from that, that stuff disappears out of your life. Your children, my children are safe. They can go outside and play. When you consume that type of content and you want to hang around those type of people, that's when all that action will begin to insert itself into your life. So like the lady was saying, these people have to be canceled, not physically, but mentally. We don't listen to them. Don't give them attention. If people stop, if they see a Charleston White interview, it gets put on their YouTube or their internet, block it or say whatever. I don't want to see this type of content. If whoever does that, that stuff will start to disappear off your feed, and those entities will stop getting energy, and it'll just disappear out of your life. Just coming from a metaphysical or spiritual perspective, that's how I see it. That's how you get rid of them. You don't have to do anything physical.
Well, look.
So we can't call them out?
They're put in front of
us.
Yes,
you can call them out. Yes, you can call them out. That's what we're doing. But I'm saying, like, you call them out and then you remove them from your life. Once you remove them from your life, I've seen this. Like, I'm telling you, I don't see any negative stuff from any black people anywhere that I go.
Let me explain.
And I live in a big city in Houston, a big city in Texas, in Houston.
Yeah,
so they're everywhere.
I know what you're saying. You're saying we control what we let into our vision. Like, we're the masters over what we allow into our spiritual space. And you can be living in an area that's full of corruption and still be in your own heaven and not let that come into you. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't nothing wrong with that approach. It's also nothing wrong with a person being in that same area saying, I'm going to deal with the fuckery head on too, and I got some energy and time for this shit today. So I see both sides.
Speaking, yes, but I wouldn't. But if you're talking about physically going and doing something,
I'm just talking about giving it your energy as far as speaking out. And if the person say, well, I want to consistently speak out about this particular individual every day, and I won't stop speaking out about them until my people see that they're a piece of crap, then I agree with that too. Either way, I agree with it.
I agree with that as well.
You got a point with that.
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off what the brother was saying, because I'm from the streets. You know what I'm saying? But I'm proud of that because I know where I'm at today. I'm busy. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of business things I do. I got a lot of projects and stuff I work on. So I don't see it, but I hear about it. But it also makes me a prime example to where if I can do it, you can do it too. So if you vibrate low, then you're gonna stay in those type of situations. And I feel like that fighting fire with fire technique is just keeping the people at a low vibration to where they're not gonna be able to rise above their condition. Like, you
Exactly.
understand what I'm saying? So we gotta
Exactly. Like,
start pushing the positivity, because if we catch the preacher at the crack house, we can't say, oh, give him the excuse to say, oh, he was in there trying to save everybody. Like, see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's a perfect example when, Charleston White was talking about the guy ran off on the plug and all that. Man, I don't even know what that. I haven't heard that type of talk for 20 years. I haven't seen nobody selling drugs or nothing like that for 20 years. Not because it still don't go on, but because I'm in a different vibration,
I get you, brother.
for lack of a better word,
I get, ain't nothing wrong with you being on your good vibration, but some of us, we want to address the discussion on a lot. It's basically a war between illogical conclusions versus logical conclusions. And the logical people, like the people who don't support Charleston White, he come up on our feed because so many of other people do. That's how the YouTube algorithm work. It's the fact that if you're in a certain community, this is the black YouTube community space, you may say, don't recommend me Charleston White, but Charleston White ain't got his own channel. He's coming to you through other platforms like Say Cheese or this one or that one, Cam Report, whatever, different ones. But you may like other stuff on that channel, but every now and then he come. Like, you can't really escape him because that, he's on a lot of big platforms. So I think he's one of those people in our community. As a community, we gotta address him head on because our people love him. He's getting booked everywhere. You can't ignore him. He's definitely a big guy. Everybody and their mama know him,
Yeah, but that has to lead you to believe but that's some type of, he's part of a bigger picture. Then if he's getting broadcast out to all black people, then that's bigger than him.
Of course,
You know
the
what I'm saying?
machine ain't pushing him if he was positive, right? Yeah.
Right.
So you think the KKK is what he's basically is getting paid under?
But a modern KKK, right, are the big media outlets that push our
Yeah,
people ignorance and toxic
yeah,
shit.
because the whole world revolves around us. All the attention in the whole entire world is on us and trying to make us think a certain way because they know our potential.
Obviously, a
So
lot of people think like C. White.
whoever it is, I don't know who. I can't point to one group, but whoever's running this stuff, their whole focus is on controlling our minds.
I think the sister said it best. Oh, my bad, bro. I ain't
No,
mean
go.
to cut
You
you off.
got it. You got it.
I think the sister said it best. It's up to us. See, we skipping accountability again. Now we talking about who broadcast and what, when it should be what we allow to be broadcast. If we stop watching them, if we stop supporting them, then they gonna find something else. They gonna have to go to what we support.
Right.
We too predictable.
Right.
We too predictable on what we will allow in our consciousness and in our vision space. Like, they know we gonna be scrolling all day. They know we gonna be on YouTube. They know we live for the celebrity gossip and who's doing what and what's doing what. What I'm saying is, sometimes you can't just ignore that shit. Because I live in a neighborhood where there's old ladies that can't walk to the store because there's niggas and crackheads and people crowding and shit. They scared to walk. Children can't cross the street because cars are speeding by trying and to go nowhere. Like, we just ignore that and just live our lives. These people are living their lives without that drama and still gotta be in it. So we have to speak up and say, these people in our communities that's doing this stuff, whether it be news outlets, the government, the mayor, the rapper, the drug dealer, we need y'all gone. and we not condoning it. We are excommunicating y'all. Y'all can't sell no liquor, no clothing, no merch, no music, no none of that shit until y'all change what the fuck is going on. And if we ain't gonna stand on it, then just say we not gonna stand on it. If we like the bullshit, just say, yeah, sometimes I like the ignorant shit. But be real on what the fuck it is. Like, let's not bullshit what it is.
I think we love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we can see that because you look at a channel like Bro Sanchez channel, where he doing extensive research. He's showing slides, he breaking stuff down, teaching. He ain't getting why he ain't getting 1 million views. But soon as somebody wanna, talk about this and a dead baby or being homosexual or getting rid of somebody, if you know what I mean, then that's the stuff that get all the views, all the negative stuff. So we got to change our perception of things, and like the sister said, we got to re-register our conscience level to show these people that, man, that ain't the type of stuff that we even own. You know what I'm saying? But long as they know that's what we own, that's what they gonna give us, man. That's what they gonna put on.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I wish we lived in a time where you can have these characters and everybody can just ignore them and they'll go away. But the people in power got rid of those times. They said, look, when we got a puppet that we want to corrupt the people and we putting him in front of the people, you ain't just gonna be able to ignore this away because they got something called an algorithm. That means they put a person in front of you that they think the people gonna gravitate to, but there's one of their own. And guess what? It's too late once that person get a big following with your people. If now what happens is this Jesus effect to where I gotta keep talking about Jesus for the rest of my life as long as there's a large number of black people that believe in this man and think that he is really for them when it's a prop that distract them and keep them away from being their own savior. They believing in another man. So I can't pick and choose. People ain't gonna like that I got a show about Umar Johnson. He got followers. People ain't gonna like I got a show about Charleston White. He got followers. But as content creators, I'm not the only one talking about this. So I don't think we taking advantage of the platforms by the next topic, like these are topics that I told the people I would cover for them. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna stop content creators from being content creators. You can participate in the bill and really say something that a young person always say to yourself is young people watching the show. They looking up to these characters. What would I want to say to a young man concerning Charleston White? And I think that'll get rid of a lot of D-riding and a lot of these just, if they keep that in mind. Because a lot of these dudes that promote Charleston White, a lot of the shit they give him a pass for, they'll whip their own son for doing it. And that's kind of messed up.
But this why I fuck with you, Sanchez, because unless a motherfucker see you on the news talking about you running some type of traffic and shit out your house, then I've watched you a lot and I've participated in this times where I ain't said nothing. I'm just watching. And I've never seen like no hypocritical shit from you. You know what I'm saying? Like no back talking. Like you stood on what you said and you went with it. When we talk about Umar, oh my God, brother, you saying people can't be with an opposite race, but you don't even talk to your kids.
Oh, we finna go in on them.
Like there's some. This is why I say I was in that hotep. I was in that Black Power and that movement and all that bullshit. I was on the train when Oscar Grant got murdered. I protested. I blocked the highways in Oakland. I was there. But I stopped fucking with these niggas because they are the same. They are mongering black fear and black pain to be in the spotlight. Yep. And I've went off on Tamika Mallory. I've went off on all. I'm not scared of them. I'm gonna stand on truth, and you can't beat that with a stick.
Ain't never been scared long as and you've been coming around like day one for years. Short, sweet, only getting on with the important topics that you be on. And I'm telling you, yeah. For sure.
I only speak what I fucking know.
Yep.
And that's why I love your space, because you allow us to do that. And I just think it's time we stop pussyfooting around and baby and sugarcoating these celebrities and black people that come in and try to gain our emotional support for whatever they trying to sell us. And then when that thrill is gone, you don't hear nothing from them. You don't know where they at. They didn't got their little piece and now they gone. So y'all, they can miss me with all that shit. I'm gonna call all of them out anytime I feel like they need to be called out, and I'm gonna stand on it. And you could dig through my history. I'll show you. I've broke bread with Angela Davis. She picked me up from my house to go to the Oscar Grant March. So I've been around a lot of people and I've seen a lot of things. And this is why I don't involve in that, because all them motherfuckers is fake. They fake.
We talking about a sister that's been on the ground in Oaktown. We know how black Oakland is. Shout out to my Oakland people, man.
I broke bread with Elaine Brown. I've hosted the old Black Panthers, Bobby Seale, what's his name? The rapist wife, the one who got Bobby Hutton shot up. I've been around these people. I got the Huey P. Newton Award for my activism in Oakland and Merritt College. So I'm not just talking out my ass. I've seen it. I've done it. I've been frustrated. I've cried. I've been through all the emotions with these so-called movements. And what I can say is, and I was talking about this with my friend earlier, is that I'm sorry to say it, but black men, y'all have lost y'all balls. And when I say that, I mean that this man has created a system so strong that you can't fight it. And the black man, the Asian man, the Latin man, so frustrated that they don't know how to get this nigga foot off their neck, that y'all turn and create havoc in your own communities. When the real problem is this motherfucker that got your balls. That's the problem. So don't take it out on us and the women and the children. Go figure out how to get this nigga foot off our necks so that we can be the strong community and people that we need to fucking be. That's the problem.
If it were more of us
y'all
who
scared of
had
that
them
man.
balls. Hey,
Y'all
if it was
scared of
more of
that
us
man.
who was down to go to war and all that, I'm with it. But hey, like you said, it ain't enough of us.
It ain't enough of us. We ain't enough.
Let me say something real quick. Let me give a shout out to my
Charleston White, man. Like I said, it's about these niggas in the community we need to have the balls to motherfucker get rid of. But go ahead.
Hey, I want to say salutes to the panel. Stay on the call. We about to teleport to the next show. I told y'all we was going to be going all day. So salutes to the people that super chatted this show. Sauce Bite. It really be Bro Sanchez channel over a lot of channels. That mean a lot to me, bro. Thank you for those words and for the super chat. And thanks to all the channel members. Let's head on over to the next show. And yeah, let me
Charleston White.
Yeah, we can't spend all day on him. Let's go to the next.